Let's try an experiment. Don't grab on to a thought. Just stay right here with me. Notice the mind grasping, wanting to land somewhere, wanting to solidify an experience, wanting to take a position, wanting to form a view. The thoughts can be there without grasping, engaging, pushing or pulling on thoughts. There's a way to not grasp, not grab, not engage thoughts. So just stay right here. Don't start a thought. Don't formulate an idea. Don't try to rest somewhere specific. Don't try to take notes so that you can do this later. You can't do this later. You can only do it now. So the learning is automatic. The recognition and attunement to this simple non-process is automatic. You don't have to think about it. That's the sneakiness of the mind. Oh, I have to think about this. Non-thinking, non-grasping thoughts. Don't grasp that thought. You might start to notice it's just a stream of thoughts. As the stream flows by, you don't have to engage any portion of that stream. You don't have to analyze anything. You don't have to take snapshots. The snapshots are taken automatically and just flow on by. There's a stillness here. The stillness is juxtaposed to the movement of thought. And you can remain in both spaces at the same time. This absolute stillness and this intuitive knowing of the movement of mind or thoughts without grasping them, without orienting to a thought or away from a thought. The way we engage thoughts is we believe them. And when we believe them, we're either immediately going to try to reject or grasp and analyze, pull closer. It's that pushing and pulling that creates the uncomfortable experience of thinking, being a thinker, and ultimately just mind identification, where we don't even realize we're thinking. We're just lost in our internal world. But it all starts very simply with a belief that that thought means something. It's important. It has some abiding truth to it, some actual reality, actual existence. And the only way to truly realize that it doesn't is to stop grasping. Because otherwise you'll just form a thought saying that thoughts have no truth value, have no fundamental truth to them, but you can still be identified with that thought. Then analysis follows, and understanding follows, and another perspective is formed. Rather, don't grasp any thought. No meta thoughts, no thoughts about thoughts. Just let that stream flow on by. There's nothing you need to do here. There's no thought you need to analyze or understand. Non-grasping. Just get the feel of it. As you quote unquote do this. It's not a doing. But as this clarifies the simplicity of what we're talking about here, you may or may not start to notice other perceptual changes or changes in the experience of being or consciousness. That's completely okay. It's pretty typical, though, again, I don't want you to form thoughts about it, analysis, conclusions. Don't try to own that experience or keep it. Just let the endless fluctuation fluctuate. Your only job, if there is one at this point, is to not grasp, not push or pull. So to the identified mind, this is not interesting. It's not anything. It's not really good or bad. As the identified mind starts to let go through this, the body may have a strong reaction at some point, and often will. Fear. Feels like something's dying or letting go. It's totally normal. You still don't have to grasp onto thoughts. But it can be intense, so don't be surprised by that. It doesn't last forever. It will subside. Just don't grasp, don't conclude. Don't decide you've gotten somewhere. It's unnecessary. We're not measuring anything here. This is non-grasping.